Please sit down. Thank you so much, Madam Chairperson and your executive committee members, the management of MAT, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you all. I am first of all honored to return to this Management Training Institute after many years. I was last here as a student of MBA in 2011, and I'm happy to return after close to 13 years. I want to thank you, Madam President, and your executive for choosing me to become your guest speaker at this historic event. Before I come to the main subject, let me take this opportunity to congratulate you upon establishing the White Club in Uganda. I am confident, as you have said in your statement, the White Club will widen our networks as alumni, to bring the synergies and all the wide benefits associated with people and minds coming together. I want to thank your executive members.
Recording in progress.
And I am glad to find that you are all young people with the best times ahead of you. I'm sure, as you have said, that this is a club that will outlast all of us. This is a club in perpetuity. It has no end. We shall end, but the club will stay. But the legacy, your legacy, as the chairperson and the members, will live forever, because you are the first people who have started this club in Uganda, and I am the first guest speaker at this historic moment. Let me now come to the subject you asked me to talk about. Education is not just a pathway to knowledge, but a crucial force that shapes individuals, societies, and nations. Education plays an indispensable role in an individual's personal development. It enhances our understanding of the world, enriches our mental abilities, and empowers with us the skills needed for daily life and personal growth. But beyond these tangible benefits, education fosters critical thinking, creativity, and moral values, all of which are essential in a rapidly changing global landscape. I now want to break these points down. Point one is empowerment through knowledge. Education equips individuals with the knowledge to make informed decisions in life. A well-educated person is better positioned to assess situations, evaluate options, and determine the best course of action. Point 2, skills for employment and innovation. With the rise of new technologies and industries, education helps individuals to acquire the technical and the soft skills necessary for employment and innovation. These skills are not only useful for personal success, but also contribute significantly to the nation's economic growth. Point 3 is confidence and independence. Education nurtures a sense of self-worth and confidence. With knowledge comes the ability to contribute meaningfully to society, take leadership roles, and make one's voice heard. I think here the best example is me. I started my journey in a church school. Later on, went on to a primary school from P3 up to P7 in the rural setup where it was not allowed to come to class with shoes up to P7 because you had to appear to be uniform in that setup. Now, secondary, I started seeing light. I started being allowed to put on shoes, but still not in the city, capital city of Kampala. To cut the long story short, because of education, degree, professional certificate in CPA, MBA, now my confidence levels, I can ably address the world because I have been able to access education. And more so the MBA of Heriot Watt gives an opportunity for people to build confidence and also to think, because it is more of practical experience than the knowledge we read from books. It's more focused on what has happened, not what you think, what you predict will happen. It can also be prediction of what will happen, but it builds on the relevant examples which have happened in various sectors of business. On the broader scale, education is the foundation of national development. The human capital of any country is its most valuable resource, and education is the means by which that resource is cultivated. Nations that prioritize education are well positioned to achieve sustainable development, innovation, and economic competitiveness. Economic growth. How does education contribute to economic growth? Educated population drive innovation and technological advancement, which leads to economic growth. Countries with higher literacy rates and better education systems often enjoy more robust and diversified economies. For example, developed countries like the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, America, the United States, Japan, among others, have literacy rates of over 99%, compared to the sub-Saharan Africa that has developed economies and have literacy rates below 70%, with some countries such as Chad and Niger at 40%. But I am happy to report that according to our recently conducted census results, Uganda's literacy rate is now 73.7%, which is far above the sub-Saharan Africa average of 70%. The question 2 is, how does education contribute to social cohesion and equality? Education promotes social mobility and reduces inequality. It empowers the disadvantaged communities by providing equal opportunities for all. Here I always say education is an opportunity equalizer. It will bring me, bring you, irrespective of our backgrounds, together for a common goal. A more educated society is often more just and equitable one, where citizens can fully participate in democratic processes. This is evidenced by the developed countries having more mature democracies compared to the developing countries. My question 3 is, how does education contribute to health and well-being? There is a well-documented link between education and the health outcomes. An educated population is better informed about health issues, leading to better decision-making regarding personal and public health. This reduces the strain on the national health care systems and improves overall life expectancy and the quality of life. The World Bank states that for every 10% increase in school enrollment rates, the life expectancy of the nation increases by 3 years. This statistic underscores the societal benefits of education in promoting public health. The next question is, how does education contribute to nation building and stability? Education fosters a sense of national identity and unity. It promotes civic engagements, instills shared values, and builds a knowledge citizenry that contributes to political stability and national peace. A well-informed population is critical to the functioning of any democracy, as it ensures that leaders are held accountable, that citizens participate actively in governance. To maximize the potential of education for personal and national development, the involvement of multiple stakeholders is essential. In other words, each stakeholder has a role to play. So, I now highlight some of the stakeholders' roles. To the government must invest in building inclusive and quality education systems. From primary to tertiary levels, education policies should be aligned with the needs of the economy, ensuring that the workforce is prepared for challenges of the future. Adequate funding, infrastructure development, teacher training, and structural reforms should be prioritized. For example, the NRM government has prioritized education for all through the universal primary education, the universal secondary education, and free education at university level and other technical schools. The private sector has a pivotal role in shaping education by providing resources and fostering industry-academia collaborations. Through internships, research funding, and mentorship programs, the private sector can ensure that education is relevant to the needs of the labor market. The civil society organizations have long championed education reforms and advocated for marginalized groups. Their role in ensuring accountability and pushing for policies that serve all segments of society is critical in achieving equitable education systems. As we look towards the future, we must recognize that education is evolving. Digital transformation, globalization, and climate change are reshaping the world, and our education systems must adapt to meet these challenges. Technology in education. The advent of digital learning tools offers new opportunities to reach more people. Even in remote areas, integrating technology into classrooms can revolutionize learning experiences, making education more interactive, engaging, and personalized. The example is here. 13 years ago, when I was here, these computers were not in these lecture rooms. We would come with our black cover books. They had the cover books. The university would send these books, and the lecturers would take us through and would be writing our own notes. Now I am told every student of MAT now doesn't need to come with anything. You just have to come with your password and log into the computer, and you are in the notes, and the lecturer is able to teach without even using marker or what. You just have to do everything digitally. And this is an innovation we must embrace, and it is really helping reach out to many people out there in our society. Number 2 is the lifelong learning. In today's fast-paced world, learning should not stop after formal education. The demand for continuous skills development has never been higher. Lifelong learning initiatives will ensure that individuals remain relevant in their fields and adaptable to new opportunities. Number 3 is education for sustainability. As the world grapples with the environmental crisis, education must emphasize sustainability. It should instill values of environmental stewardship and responsibility to ensure that the next generation can address global challenges like climate change. In conclusion, education is not just a tool for personal achievement, but the foundation for national progress and prosperity. By investing in education, we invest in our collective future. It is the cornerstone of individual empowerment, social transformation, and national development. As we continue to face the uncertainties of the future, one thing remains certain. Education will always be the key to unlocking the potential of individuals and the nations alike. Let us therefore commit ourselves to strengthening our education systems, making them more inclusive, adaptive, and forward-thinking for the betterment of both personal and national growth. I thank you so much for listening to me. Yes.